We just got back from one of probably the biggest expos for gaming in the world, and that is none other than DreamHack Dallas, everybody.
Woo!
DreamHack Dallas first originated overseas in Europe, and then they eventually brought one here to Atlanta. And then in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, they started doing it in Dallas. And we've been going for a couple years now. We got press passes this year to do some press content. And we had a great time, and we're here to talk all about it. So a little bit about DreamHack, if you don't know what it is. It started as a LAN party, big-ass LAN party, and it's steadily evolved. In Europe, yeah. It's steadily evolved over time into more and more stuff. And now you have still the LAN party, BYOC. They have a bunch of free play areas for both consoles and PCs. They have indie games there. They got people that are doing vendor setup. There's a whole tabletop gaming area, and there's a bunch of eSports tournaments. This is where the Overwatch Championship Series was taking place. They were having a event here. It's also the Road to the World Esports World Cup. So there's people competing for games like Tekken, Street Fighter. There's some Fortnite competitions going on, Counter-Strike 2, Starcraft 2, and Overwatch. Thank you. And tons of stuff to do, lots of things to hang around. And we were there for 2 days and ran around and explored. So, Austin, you and I have been before. Jason, this is your first time at DreamHack, correct?
Yep.
What was your first experience like? How'd you feel about it?
It was dark and cold. So dark, so cold.
That's the best, right? I mean, that's how you want it.
And there was so many PCs. People brought their own PCs and stuff like that. I was just blown away about how big it was. And I was talking to Rhett and Austin about it, and they said it wasn't this big before. And this time it was. I mean, it's my first time, so I don't have any comparison to it. And it was like my first time actually watching people compete, like no shit, in these in Overwatch and CS:GO and all this stuff.
CS2.
Yeah. It was overwhelming to me almost.
It grew by a quarter at least.
Yeah.
I had to
That's saying a lot.
because the first day I showed up, I was there by myself for an hour or so, and I was walking around. I was a little overwhelmed by it, so I had to sit down and just take a breather. I was like, God damn, dude, there's a lot of different stuff here. So it was amazing. I had a blast. I wish I could have stayed longer and really dove into it. We were talking about streaming there next time, and hopefully we were able to next time. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say for all of us, it's our first time we've actually dove into an esports, the esports content basically, and actually we went and watched multiple Overwatch games that of the people that were competing to go to the finals and everything, and we watched. Me and Austin sat there for a good almost an hour watching Tekken, and then me and Foreign Cookie of the community hung out longer and probably sat there for 2.5 hours watching the entirety of the top people all the way up into the final game and seeing the final battle, and then walked outside and it's pouring the fucking rain down, and I was like, this sucks. So I ran to my car in the rain, and it was not fun, but the rest of it was great.
Yeah,
it's
especially
so fun.
Able to talk to all these indie game developers that were actually there promoting their game, which was super cool.
Yeah. Did you have any standout indie games?
I played 2 of them on what day was it? It was Sunday. I played Biogun, which was super fun. I love the visuals on it, and then a stick fighting game, which was kind of like Smash Bros, but they're stick figures.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one was okay, but the Biogun, that one's pretty funny because you play as a pig going inside of a dog to fight a virus, and it's just how can I put this? Contra. Where you just shoot, you aim and you shoot and you run around. It's almost like a side scroller, but it was almost a better example was Metro. So
they call it a twin stick shooter Metroidvania.
Yeah. It was fun. It was interesting. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but once I got the hang of it, it was super fun. So
yeah, it looked good. I installed the code that you gave me.
Okay.
That we can do some streams or something with it potentially, but it's a cool looking game for sure.
They're trying to push to be on Switch, but it's going to take them some time. He was telling me.
Yeah.
So
they are on early access on Steam right now.
Highly recommend it if you enjoy those style of games. The artwork in it's phenomenal, and it's pretty funny. You being a pig to fight a dog virus inside a dog running around.
Yes.
So, but I'm not going to give my full review on it until you play it a little bit and then
Yeah,
can
talk
discuss.
about it there. Yeah. So we got an email afterwards. The event ended, and there was a whopping 55,000 people that attended this event, which is crazy to think about. So it's huge, absolutely huge, and the tabletop area was really cool. But I think that the eSports stuff, especially, was just like, I mean, me and Austin sat there and watched. Were you with us when we were watching Starcraft?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first
time. Yeah.
The first
Watching
day.
sitting there watching somebody like do competitive Starcraft. I was like, holy shit, these guys are
crazy.
so fast.
Yeah.
And there's a little like counter up on the screen that was like actions per minute, and they were like in the 400s, and I was like, you guys are literally like clicking something 400 times. Like this is like cookie clicker on another level right here.
Well, it's amazing how it dropped to like 200 and then all of a sudden jumped to 500, and you're just like watching those numbers go up and down. I was just
Well, watching like how, because they click around the map, like the speakers, and you just see everything moving all the time. Battles going on, I'm like, how are they controlling? How are they everywhere at once? That's basically where they're at, how they're playing everywhere at once.
And then watching the CS:GO stuff with the that was fucking crazy to
all
watch.
that,
Like
sadly.
people were getting into it, the audience and stuff, And I love how they had everything set up for those, because they had like for each person playing, they had a screen that they showed their like facial reactions and stuff like that, and it was just beautifully like set up. And like I said, it was nice and cool in there, which is understandable because you have all those PCs running.
Yeah.
God, and there was some crazy PC setups. I don't know if y'all were able to see those.
Looked at a couple of them, and not a ton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had walked up and down the aisles to like check them out, because it's always fun to
I don't
kind
know
of
if
see
they
people's
would.
No,
computers.
they wouldn't let you.
Yeah,
unless
but
you
we're
had it.
pressed, bro. We're good.
I know, right?
Yeah, but we thought we were going to.
I know.
Too.
Yeah, it's okay.
My biggest thing was that it was actually cool this year.
Yeah.
Because last time we went was 2022. COVID was still a big thing, and people were still taking precautions. So I felt like there wasn't that many people there compared to prior to the pandemic when we went. Have we gone 3 times, right, Brett?
Yeah,
third
3
time.
times. Yeah, first time
The
was
first time was
Justin.
great.
Yeah.
But like I said, it grew dramatically. Like going into the tabletop area where they have Magic the Gathering, and they had a bunch of Warhammer stuff going on, which I did not expect. Warhammer 40K, they were playing and streaming. I was like, this is interesting. And then seeing all the different stages, which they had a lot more this time. Because when you walk in, there's a bunch of stages like kind of in front of you to the left, and that's kind of like just where they would have stuff. But now they had like 2 or 3 different stages to the right, like towards the back, which they had bigger space. It's like going over there and just really just mingling with the crowd. Because before we would actually go and interview indie devs that were there. And there, a lot of them were for like overseas and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see people we've seen before and see some projects that were like about to launch or already launched, early access stuff. What was that one that was in the winter, like Project Winter or something?
Yeah, Project Man. Oh, yeah. I forgot that was there. Yeah,
that was there. So we got to play that, interview
we
those
saw
guys.
Astroneer there one time too,
Yes, yeah. Oh, Astroneer was in...
and Splitgate.
yes.
Yeah,
Splitgate. Yes,
Yeah.
Splitgate was there. That was fun. So we used to do that a lot, but this time we just kind of dove into the esports stuff and really got to get involved, and that was a lot of fun.
yeah,
I really think next year they're going to need a bigger space. Like
They might.
they're going to
Yeah,
need a
it's
bigger
it's
space.
crazy to think about, you know. Yeah, it was fun watching the Overwatch, because I haven't played Overwatch in forever, and kind of dropped off of it when Overwatch 2 came out. But sitting there watching these guys up there play these Overwatch competitions, and Crazy Raccoons took it all the way to the very end. They were killing it, and just like making rain and stuff like that. But there was also a lot of technology issues apparently, because I mean we saw the technology issue at the end there, where like there was a guy that was playing, and apparently his like computer was like
Something was messing up.
something was not, like, I don't think his mouse was working or something. So they had to like swap out his computer on the final match.
Oh no!
And
shit.
yeah, this is after
Like
you had left.
beginning of the first
Yeah.
game, they had to stop like 5 minutes in. Not even 5 minutes. It was like 3 minutes in. And it took like we were there for like 15 minutes, and they still hadn't fixed it. So we left. But I guess they won. But I was just like, dude, that's insane.
crazy.
I don't know how all that works. Like, how do you change out a computer and log back in, and you're still in the game?
Yeah. I mean, they were able to like literally pause the match. Like, they must have like some kind of like
Dedicated
spectator
server or
server thing that like
Yeah, it
manages
must
like
be.
the state of all players where they are, and control it that way. Because I mean, you can tell like all these games have like some kind of like UI built into it for the tournament.
Yeah,
so
they had like advertisement for
Yeah.
Air Force on what was it?
Starcraft. Yeah. That was funny too.
Advertisement for Monster Energy and Air Force on the map. I was like, holy
That
shit.
was random.
It was really fun watching the Counter-Strike. I was watching the Counter-Strike 2 female like women's league.
Yep.
That was going on quite a bit because that one we could get into. They also had the big huge arena that was having the main Intel thing. We went in there for a minute.
Nope.
Jason was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Nope, I don't.
Yeah.
It's just bound for something bad to happen, and I don't want to be involved in it. I was just like, nope, don't want to be in there. Giant crowd, like, no, I'm good. A little bit of space to get out, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then the next day they were giving tickets, or they were doing tickets, and they locked it out, and it like sold out, so we couldn't even go in. But I was sitting there watching the Counter-Strike 2 one, and it was really fascinating because there was like just watching these different tactics. Because like I actually jumped back into Counter-Strike after that. I was like, man, I suck at this game. But it was fun to watch these guys play because it's like there was a moment where they were like down to like, it was like a tied up match, and they're both, they were doing it to where you could see all the players in the screens. You can see through the walls, and like they're literally like one room away from each other, just like waiting for somebody to fuck up and make a mistake. And there was a moment where this one girl, she like throws down smoke, and smoke like just envelopes the room or whatever, and then she tosses a grenade which like blew out the smoke for like a second, and then like shot somebody through the smoke, and then the smoke came back in again because that's just how the game was designed.
Whoa.
And like using the smoke to as a tactical advantage to like just get a quick peek, bam, 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 and then it just covers her up again. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Super cool. I thought it was a cocktail that she threw.
Oh, it might have been a Molotov cocktail. Yeah,
it was cocktail.
So like the Molotov went through the smoke, opening it up, or like it hit in the smoke, opening it up.
It hit in the smoke. It opened it up.
Oh, okay.
She shot, and then the smoke closed back in. Wow.
Yeah.
It was super impressive.
It's fascinating watching these high level players play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a Tekken tournament that was, I mean, I think I saw 2.5 hours of this. It was nuts.
It was not boring.
No, it was not boring at all. You had this, when we started watching, I think it was the losers bracket, like second or third round or something like, or like top, there were at the top 6 of players left. And there was these 2 people fighting. There's this one guy, I can't remember his name right now. I want to say it was like AZ or AR or something like that. A something, but he was playing the bear character.
Yeah.
And then he was fighting this other guy. And there was a point where they were like going back and forth, and it would just get so freaking close. And like one would go up a win, and the next guy, then like he would be almost about to finish it, and then the other guy would just come back and just like wreck shop and just like destroy the other person and catch back up. And then you were like, oh my God, like there's literally like it's down to like one more win,
So
you know?
each
And
player has to win 3 matches. So it's not like best of 5 or
best of
anything. Like
5
you
or
have
best
to
of
win
6.
3. So the bear was kicking ass. It got to the second, right?
Yeah.
The bear had 2 wins, so he had 1 more, and this guy came back winning that match
Jesus.
to go to the 3rd match, and I think, and then he lost. But I was just like, dude, it is like watching these people fight. It was just insane,
Yeah.
especially a bear. Like only Tekken would have like
Tekken
these
would have
weird
something
animal
weird,
humanoid
crazy shit.
because there's moments where like they were getting him up toward against the wall, and then you'd hear everybody scream like, he's got him against the wall, he's got him against the wall. When he gets him up like, on the wall, he just like bam, 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 just like pounds on him and stuff. And then they can like break block and like continue to still do some damage. And one thing though, Austin, I don't know if you read this story, but there was apparently a major like controversy about the game like right before we got there. That I didn't know about, but there was the title of this article is on PC Gamer. Competitive Tekken 8 match causes a frenzy after a rogue controller robbed pro player of a game-winning combo. So rogue controller, yeah. So
Dang.
2 of the players were Korean pro JDCR and then Filipino pro Alexandra AK. So the guy that did go all the way, they were duking it out on the winner's side of the top 64. Both players had won 1 game apiece, and both were 1 round away from winning the 3rd and final game to continue their run on the winner's side. JDCR smacked AK with a hell of a combo on a 90% health lead, carrying his opponent to the wall for the final killing blow. But right before he could do it, the PS5 controller connect screen appeared, killing his inputs, causing him to drop the combo. Commentators can be heard screaming, "Oh no," as he takes his headset off and sinks his face in his hands. The Twitch chat descends into chaos as tournament organizers try to discern whether one of the players had their controllers disconnected, which results in an automatic loss for the faulty pad user. Or whether someone else was previously connected to the setup that had attempted to turn their controller on. Because they run it through Bluetooth, so they were like, did somebody sabotage the game and just like turn their controller on to fuck them up? And it was deemed to be the latter, leading to a reset of the final round. So because it was impacted by whatever, there was a reset to play from the beginning, which Kai Kennedy described as quite the windfall for AK, adding it to heartbreaker. You hate to see situations like this pop up. So the other guy basically would have won, but somebody fucked up and like turned on Bluetooth and shut off the guy's controller right before he won, and the reset caused him to lose, and then that AK guy continuing forward.
God dang.
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah.
You think they would go in there beforehand and like delete
Well,
the previous Bluetooth devices?
Yeah, you think they
have the,
or you think they require you to plug in or something, but I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
if
I don't know how that
I feel like it has to always connect to the PlayStation.
It has to always connect, but you can go in there for like old Bluetooth devices and make them forget. That's what they probably should have done ahead of time.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is AK right here.
Yeah, so it was a pretty crazy battle, but watching these guys go back and forth, 'cause I mean, like literally, you would have one dude that would go 2 wins in a row, and then you're like, oh, it's over now, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh shit, it's coming back. The other guy's coming. Oh my gosh, he's gonna win, and then he comes back and wins the game.
It's 2-2 in the
and you're like, holy
final
crap,
win. Who's gonna win? Yeah, it's
and
insane.
then seeing them time their blocks at certain times, and like doing these different. I mean, it's just fascinating to watch the intricacies of the plays and stuff.
I mean, same with Overwatch.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching them all play and like the way that Tracer moves, like whoever watched him play Tracer, holy
Tracer was madness, man.
all over the place. Basically, you're playing Tracer wrong if you're not like in one spot for less than a second. So I was just thoroughly impressed by everything I was watching.
But yeah, if you want to go see some good stuff and you live nearby, recommend going next year.
I mean, even if you don't live nearby, just want to come in to. I mean, there's people that come in from all over the world for this thing, which is crazy. So. It's like we were when I was leaving. Megan was offering, or they was talking to 2 guys, and they were like, I had just gone back from my car, and like pulled the car around, and these 2 guys were like literally about to go out the same place I just got back from and like get soaking wet. So I offered to drive them, or we offered to drive them to their car. And they're from Oklahoma, so they just drove down from Oklahoma to come watch this thing.
Wow.
So there's people like that's just from Oklahoma, but like there's probably people that flew in from other places. I mean, the competition, people that are playing the games were from all over the place.
Yeah.
Philippines, Japan, wherever.
Blew
The
my
Crazy
mind.
Raccoons is, I think, from Asia. So
This is one of the stops for the World Cup for all of these games.
yeah, right.
I was like, that just blows my mind. Like, oh, you just everyone from all the world just come to Dallas for a
Right in our
weekend.
backyard.
And, yeah, I'm like, God, just it's weird to hear that.
So what do you guys think would be, having been here now, like what do you think would make next year better? Like what do you think's missing or can be done differently to improve the DreamHack experience? It's a tough question. Stumped y'all.
It is a tough question. I mean, initially I would say put all of the eSports screens closer together, but then I understand why they haven't split up.
Yeah, you
people
gotta
are moving
have-
across.
No, I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, besides like us doing the meetups and stuff like that, that was kind of lame. But
It was just us.
it was just us. I mean, it was kind of
one
weird. I don't know. Maybe they can utilize those spaces a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like if the meetups didn't do so well, maybe have more gaming free play stuff upstairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But besides that, I thought the layout was perfect. I thought it was good.
I thought they did a good job of spreading things out because it was, it was definitely not dense. There was a shit ton of people there, but it didn't feel super dense.
Yeah.
The only part that did get dense was right between the VR section, the Overwatch area. That was the only part that got like really crazy or whatever. But my only change would be I want freaking Rocket League, man. Where's my Rocket League?
Yeah, that'd be
tournaments?
cool to see that.
Yeah. So,
Very shocked they didn't have it.
and then I think the Fortnite thing was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, the Fortnite
I
is
expected
way
that
bigger.
to be something. I guess I didn't understand what that was, but the Fortnite setup there, they had a Fortnite tournament going on, which I was excited by because they said it was going to be like a custom 5v5 like arena match with like different classes that you could select. I was like, that's kind of cool. But it was a BYOC tournament. So you had to bring your own computer, and it was set up in a room where basically everybody just like played until they got eliminated. And then when it got to the end, when we went in there, this guy let us in, and then later on somebody was like, oh, you don't have a wristband. Apparently where we were standing was only for people that competed. But everybody was just like crowded around these two people on their computers.
He's like, y'all look old. You don't look like you belong here.
Yeah, right. And then so he was like, go to this other TV over here, and that's where you can watch it. And it was like a little tiny like 40-inch TV that they were like, yeah, you can watch the final tournament. I was like, that's not fun. I want to be on a big screen.
It was super quiet. Like no one was like going, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah,
I was like, this is boring.
There was focus, so focus.
Yeah. Well,
So-
like everyone.
So then we went to see Tekken, and it was great.
Yeah, Tekken was fun.
Yeah,
I mean, they had Mario or
Super Smash
there too, which
Yeah.
I didn't get to see any of. And
Super Smash, Street Fighter was one of the other competitions. And then I think that's it.
I mean, I guess they could make the tabletop room bigger. I guess.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of Magic the Gathering,
Yeah, there
which
was
I
a lot
was
of tournaments
surprised.
happening for Magic. So.
Yes, yeah. Like if they did more for like Warhammer or something, or like it'd be cool. Well, it might be too much to go into like, oh, you should have like a miniature painting contest.
Yeah.
Like bring your mini, just
Yeah.
or like just for like Warhammer. I mean, they already have it there. Might as well do like best of show,
I don't
which they
know.
might have. I don't know.
If it's just getting bigger each year, they're going to need more room.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah.
I didn't feel like the BYOC was huge.
No, it wasn't.
Like it was way bigger the last year we came.
Yeah.
Like it took up the whole like back section, back where they did the D&D stage. Or maybe you weren't there. There's like that stage on the end of the BYOC.
Okay.
Like,
We're really where all the vendors were.
yeah,
That's
that
where it
was like
set
the
up, yeah.
BYOC.
But
So,
it did seem like that was a little smaller, and people weren't as energetic at the BYOC area. I
They
thought they'd be
weren't.
more like hip and hollering and stuff, but
we got too used to QuakeCon. Everyone's
I know.
oh my
Yeah.
like there was that one chick who was yelling, and she was hoping people would yell back.
Oh yeah.
That she made
was
some kind of
awkward.
like noise. Were you there for with
No.
it? Okay. Yeah, she just made this noise that I've heard at the BYOC at QuakeCon.
Yeah.
And you just hear that constantly. People are like,
It's like,
I'm like,
ooh,
what the?
ooh. Or no, it wasn't that, but it was
It's
I know what you-
some noise.
some kind
It
of call.
is so
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, DreamHack Dallas. It was a cool experience. Cool sitting down watching all the esports tournaments, and it made me go home and re-update Counter-Strike, and then download Overwatch, and
We'd play
I
Starcraft.
almost want to play Starcraft. Yeah,
We can play some Overwatch, dude.
We
yeah.
should.
I'm down for Overwatch. Yeah, I played
let's do it.
Counter-Strike, and I was like, yeah, this is too hard. But I do like Counter-Strike. But then I had this guy that was like bitching at me for not playing well, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm new.
I'm just playing.
I'm new
to have
again.
Fun.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So DreamHack Dallas. If y'all get a chance, check it out. And Dallas next year, you should check it out. It's at the end of May, beginning of June every year, and it's definitely worth the trip.